the Kelzhoop Players Club.
What's going on? It's the Players Club here with Kelsey Mitchell and one of the Ohio natives, Semaj Christon. Really good at what he does. So he's my first one for season 1, episode 1. We're gonna kind of get this thing started with getting to know one another, bouncing our stories off one another, and kind of like talk about how we got to where we are and how we can teach other people behind us. So what's up, Samaj?
Not much. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for taking the time.
No problem.
So kind of like tell a little bit about yourself and your story.
From Cincinnati, like you said, went to Winwoods, then went to prep school at Brewster Academy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Felt like a long time ago. Then came back home and went to Xavier University. Went there for 2 years. Ended up leaving my sophomore year. Entered the draft. Got drafted second round.
Yeah. That was a big moment for all of us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I got drafted to Miami Heat. Then got drafted to OKC. So I went straight to Oklahoma. Yeah, that's how it all.
That's pretty dope. So like, I always want to ask you this. Like, what was it like knowing that you had to go prep? Like, it was easy for you to kind of like do what you wanted to do as far as picking a school and going to it.
For me, it was easy. Easy. I think I already had my mind made up that I was going to prep school because I didn't want to go to JUCO. Prep school was just a one year thing. And
Who was some people you play with at Worcester?
oh yeah, we had some dogs on my team.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Probably
when
the best team.
y'all played Oak Hill Academy back in that time. I was glued to the TV.
Yeah, probably the best team Brewster. One of the best teams Brewster had. But it was me, Mitch McGarry, Aaron Thomas from Cincinnati too.
Yeah.
Went to Withrow. Jakar Sampson.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's from Cleveland or Akron, Ohio. Jalen Reynolds. He went to Xavier University as well.
So him as well.
My teammates. But yeah, we was real good.
Yeah.
Real
So
good.
like when you go prep, I know a lot of young bucks do prep now. Like, what's one of the things like you would tell them like when you go prep, like as far as like the mentality you gotta have to know you gotta take a couple steps before you get to the college part.
Just being prepared for anything. Mentally prepared.
Yeah.
Cause you going away. I mean, you going away, leaving home. Just trying to focus on being away from home and
it's different.
playing.
It's kind of like college, but
yeah, kind of like college. It's kind of like your first year of college, really. So for me, it helped me out going to prep school. So never been away from home, and I went all the way to Wolfboro, New Hampshire. So it was like it was nothing to do. My first time being away.
Right.
So just getting used to doing that and doing stuff on my own. So when I got back to Cincinnati, it was like it was easy. It was an easy transition. I'll go home, but when I wanted to, when I needed some food or something like that.
So like, how did you choose Xavier? Because when I was coming up, like knowing that you had went to Xavier was really big for my career, and like, cause I look at you like one of the OGs in the game from a standpoint of taking a different route. I mean, you obviously didn't go from go from high school to college. I mean, you obviously took a different road. So for you, like, what made you choose Xavier? Because you could have went anywhere.
Yeah, after I went to prep school, I had pretty much any school.
Yeah.
For me, I felt like I just wanted to go back home.
Yeah.
I felt like I was homesick. I was homesick, so I wanted to go back home. And Xavier was just a right fit for me.
Because at the time you had Chris Mack, right?
Yeah. Chris Mack was the head coach there. It was just a right fit for me. I actually committed to Xavier before I went to prep school. So I already knew I was going to Xavier while I was at Brewster, but I got other schools while I was there, but I stuck with it.
So obviously, like, Xavier was a breeze for you as far as, athletics is concerned, kind of making a tournament, making a big run. What was it like knowing that you have forewent, your sophomore year and decided to turn pro? Like, what was that mentality for you?
I felt like I was ready. I felt like I was ready, but I also felt like, damn, if I stayed in school one more year, it might be better, but I don't know. So I just now when I went for it, but now when I look back, go while you can, go while you hot. I mean, you never know.
That's one of the risks you just take, one of the sacrifices you make.
Yeah, so
Cause you know, for us, like you always want to bet on yourself.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Yeah,
So
you take a big risk on yourself.
I felt like I was ready.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I got picked, so I was happy with it.
So talk about the pick that you got and how pivotal it was for your career, because, you know, us, like, a lot of people in the city, like myself, look up to you from a standpoint of getting drafted. That don't happen a lot in our city. So when you talk about being drafted and going where you went, talk about what number you went and how that was as far as sending your conscience day after day, knowing that your name wasn't getting called.
Yeah, I was just talking about this too. I went second round, 55th pick. Yeah, that whole day was just like that whole day it was messing me up the whole day. I didn't want to do nothing. I think I sat in the parking lot for like a couple of hours. Just in my car, just sitting there.
Because a lot of times, I know for me, like, fortunate for me, I was brave enough to be drafted second, but in the first round. But even then, like, when your heart pounding and it's beating through your chest, you feel like it's beating through your skin. Like, you know, we can relate. Like, when it beat through your skin like that, it's like, damn, like, I don't know how this shit gonna go. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for you, knowing that you went 55th, like, was you just grateful? Was you happy that, like, man, I got picked? I knew I deserved this?
I mean, you know, you talk to your age and stuff on the phone. So he kept calling, y'all just go on this number, this. So, by the time it was like 30, so I'm like, all right. He said I'm supposed to go. Got to like 40, I started getting nervous. I went outside and just sat outside. I'm like,
maybe take you there.
Yeah, I'm telling myself, like, damn, man, I should have stayed in school. Yeah. I should have stayed in school. I kept saying, like, I should have just stayed in school. But...
No, for real, though, because at that moment, like, I know for me, anything go through your mind. Like, somebody could tell you something, and you know, like, damn, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Then they tell you it's going to happen, get your hopes up and shit. After that, it's like, who knows, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you get picked, talk to the agents, you talk to Miami, then you go to OKC. Yeah. What was it like knowing that you was going to a place like OKC in the end? You think about the program, the organization, the history, and you got people like KD and Russ.
When I first found out I was going to OKC, that's all I knew about. KD and Russ, I ain't know nothing about OKC or Oklahoma. I ain't know nothing about it. But
what is Oklahoma like, by the way?
It's cool. It's cool. It's laid back. Cool kind of country. It's
okay.
Cool. It's cool. But when I got there, though, OKC, it's an organization that's great.
Mm-hmm.
They focus on everything, just not basketball. They focus on they focus on everything. When I got to the NBA, I'm thinking like, you get to the league, just go hoop. Like,
right.
You know, no, they don't play like. Make sure you show up on time. You know, do the little things. The little things count for them. They take it serious. Even for Russ and KD, those dudes, they take the game serious. And I see why. Like where they at? I think they are. I'm coming in at 8 o'clock. They been here. They do the stuff the right way. But I seen those dudes the first time I seen them. I'm like, damn, they work out. Like, don't miss shots. They like a video game. Like it's like a game. Like,
same.
But when I got there, I liked it. I liked it. All the years I was there, I liked it. I got better. Didn't play a lot my first year, but I learned the game. Just watching.
From a different angle.
Yeah, just watching. And it kind of was like frustrating. It was frustrating as hell. I ain't gonna say it kind. It was frustrating as hell. Just sitting there watching.
Yeah, because
not
you
being
get put on
able
a
to
different
play.
side of it. You get put on a different side of the killers. Like, some of the killers in the game. You know you can play.
You know you can play, but at the same time, you like, you know what? I ain't understand it though. Like, so I'm sitting there like, I know I can play. Like, I know I ain't shitty or something.
Right.
So it's just, learning the game, getting better, growing up, maturing.
That's cool.
My second year, I got a chance to play. I took advantage of it.
You had some big minutes, and so like, I don't even think you know, but like seeing you on that level, like I don't think you knew what it felt like, what it meant to people such as myself. Because a lot of times, like I said, I mean, it sounds like a reoccurring thing, but we don't get too many people that make it out. You know what I'm saying? That make it to that level. So to see you on TV in orange, blue, and white playing with the greats in the game, and I was just like, I want to be just like that. And so I had to have you on the show. So like, fast forward to the point where you had kind of transition out the league. Like, what was that like? I know that's obviously something that's like, it hit home for you because you was no longer in NBA, but talk about how it affected you, what it felt like that you didn't get put on another roster.
a little frustrating, but you know, it come with it. That's a business. Everybody think the NBA, you just get in and go play. It's just a game. Nah, but it's a business first. So I kind of knew what it was. I knew I could go to other teams and try to make the team. And if it didn't happen, I had to, you know, try to get a job overseas.
Yeah.
My first year overseas, I think I went to where I go to Italy. I think my first year ever overseas. Got myself just figuring it out.
Yeah, I can relate.
Italy was cool though. It was cool. It was a learning experience, but it was cool. I learned a lot. Got better there too. Mature. So I figured it out though. The overseas thing is
it's different, man.
Yeah, it's super different. You know about it though.
Yeah.
It's super different.
Overseas, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, knowing that I was able to talk to you on so many occasions overseas was like pivotal, because I finally realized that I wasn't the only one. You know what I'm saying? And like, you of all people know how it feels to be a homebody.
Yeah,
so like, if I could talk to anybody, I could talk to you about it. So like, to have you in my back pocket, like, man, that was crazy. Man, so like, where was the last place you played at?
The last place I just came from was Spain.
Okay.
I was just playing Spain, playing in the Euro League. Before that, I was in France, playing the Euro Cup.
Yeah.
In both places was a great experience for me. Something both was new for me. Still learning and getting better.
Yeah.
Can never
a lot of times,
not learn.
Yeah, because a lot of times you go overseas, it's like, you think people they look at you as American, they automatically assume like you got it made, you got it all put together. You're like, no, shit, I'm learning just like you.
Yeah,
like.
for sure.
So they forget that part.
For sure.
So like, with the virus, how like when it hit, like, at what point were you like, man, I gotta get home to my son? Obviously, that's important to you. Your family's important to you. Like, what was it like? Like, how was it hard to get home at first?
At first it was because my agent was going back and forth. He didn't know if my team
would continue the season.
Was they going to continue the season over there, or was they going to stop playing? So we was just there. We was just sitting there for a while. I was ready to go though.
Yeah.
I was ready to go home, but I listened to my agent. I sat there for a while, maybe 2-3 weeks without doing nothing. And finally, when it got bad, I finally just got on the plane and came home.
Yeah, see, for me, man, I was in China. When I was in China, as the last place I was at, trying to play, and shit, I'm telling you, Samaj, I had no clue what I had stepped into. It was crazy. It was tough because, shit, I didn't think I was gonna get home.
Yeah.
And so at that time, I'm talking to my mom, talking to my agent, like, it ain't looking too hot. Mask, all that. You can't eat certain stuff. You can't go outside. So I really got the bulk of it early. So I know for you, like, you itching to get back home to your son, to your family. That's tough. It's really, really tough.
Yeah, I was ready. I was ready. First thing, smoking. Right when my agent called me and said, just get the ticket, and I was out. I was out.
Without a doubt. So when you think about all the stuff that you've accomplished as a player and even as a man, as a father, like what keeps you going?
Probably my son.
Yeah.
My son for sure.
Without a doubt.
Just getting up every day, just trying to see him grow up and see what he want to do in life. Not even forcing him to play ball, because I know everybody asks me that. You gonna make him play? But I don't think I won't force him. But if he want to do it, he can do it. But yeah, my son for sure. And just trying to be better every day as a person. As a ball player, as a father, as a brother, everything really.
The whole nine.
Yeah.
It's really important. Like, the mentality, I don't think people understand the mentality you gotta have to be professional. Like, even that, like, can you talk about, like, what it is? Like, because people naturally assume that if you're not in the NBA, you're not professional. Or, like, you're not in the WNBA, you're not professional.
Like I was saying.
So kind of like this,
Like, I'm just thinking, I'm in the NBA, I'm about to just go hoop. Like, nah, they like,
so
that ain't being a pro. Like, everybody can go hoop. They don't really care if you can. If you're in the NBA, everybody gonna be able to put that thing in the butt.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand, like, when you gotta talk about being professional, you gotta be professional on so many levels.
Everything you everything
physically,
you do.
mentally. I gotta try to be a professional. So, I mean, that's the hardest part. Like, we could go about that for all day for real, because a lot of people think when you go overseas, you just going to play on the team. Nah, you playing with organization that's been around for years. Even
and they take it serious.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. People think it's just hoop. Like, not just a rec game. It's a job. You get fired just like
right.
Anybody else can get fired from a job. People don't think like that, but
the game is cutthroat. Oh yeah. So what was it like? You obviously been talking about The Last Dance with Michael Jordan and stuff like that. So like when you see MJ and how they did it, like how do it relate to you? You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Like in regards to like the mentality they had, being professional, with Pippen not getting the money he deserves. Like,
see, I didn't know that until then, until when I watched it, but
same.
I thought that was crazy. I thought that was crazy. But I don't. Now the NBA different. Now you getting that money now. And you really having them problems like that. Yeah. Even overseas though, you can you work your way up. You gonna get.
You make a good solid amount of money, to
make your money work.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like the NBA doing that now. I don't know how Pippen went to it, or his agent went to it. I don't know though.
Yeah, it's different now. It's different for sure. Yeah, because that last person on the bench in NBA now making like
you making
something.
Yeah, you good.
You sit comfortable.
You good.
Yeah.
You go overseas, you'll be alright too. You go over there. It's tax free. Taking it.
Right. So, last thing I really want to ask you, man, when it's all said and done, what you want your legacy to be? What you want it to be built on?
I even work hard. I really want to win some championships too. I ain't never won a championship. I did win one at Brewster.
Yeah,
I did. I can't take that away from me. I won one at Brewster.
It's something.
To just be a champion, you work hard, you're a loyal dude, Nothing too much. I'm kind of laid back, humble dude. I don't really say too much.
I think that's why we relate so well.
Yeah, I don't really say too much. Stay out the way, just do my thing.
Yeah.
Do my thing and try to keep going, man. Make my city proud.
Yeah, because like I said, we the city, I've always enjoyed people such as yourself. I know I have. I've always looked at you like a figure in which I want to be something. I want to be something like that, So a lot of people don't understand what you have brought to the table and the work that you put in and how I look at you. So if I look at you a certain way, man, I want to use this to make sure that other people can see your story and utilize it the way it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
So this is the Kelzhoop's Player Club. We had Samaj on here today. Really solid guy, as you can see. Feel free to go and research him and get to know him. Really solid dude, solid father, solid man. This is Kelzhoop's Players Club. Stay tuned for Sunday and look forward to see you guys after this. Peace.